The average cost of a regular delivery, vaginal delivery in the US is somewhere between $5,000 and $11,000. And if you're having a C-section, it can be upwards of $14,000 out of pocket to have a baby in this country. So I wanted to give you a sneak peek into my hospital bills where I delivered a healthy baby girl, completely natural, unmedicated, with a midwife in a hospital. And it was a lot of money. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. If you are new to the channel, we talk about ways to get out of debt, invest, live your best life with your personal finances, so be sure to hit that subscribe button. So recently, about 8 weeks ago, I gave birth to a healthy baby girl named Quinn, and I delivered completely unmedicated, natural, in a birth center, but the birth center was actually located in a hospital, and I had a midwife do the delivery. It was an incredible birth experience, like the birth experience of my life. If you want to watch how it all went down, I will link to my birth story below so that you can check that out. But after the birth, along with the baby snuggles and the sleepless nights, there are also medical bills that I wanted to go over and show you and share just how much this can be. And if you live outside of the US, please grant me honorary citizenship in your country, because just the thought, you guys are going to be blown by how much it costs to have a baby in the US compared to like the free births I've heard in Ireland and England. It's nuts, I know. Okay, let's hop into the numbers. I actually got three hospital bills, and one I actually called because I had some questions about. But the first hospital bill that I incurred was for a total of $20,679. That's more than most really good cars here in the US. So what exactly did that hospital bill entail? First, it included the cost of a vaginal delivery, and with my hospital, that was $6,000. They were charging me for something that my body already naturally knew how to do. Like, that's just insane. Then I had some miscellaneous charges for lab work and pharmacy. So I had a shot of Pitocin in my thigh after delivery to help reduce the amount of bleeding and help deliver the placenta. I also had to get a medication called misoprostol. Look it up. I won't give you the details, but that also was to help some of the bleeding that was occurring after birth. Granted, none of this was really hurting me. I wasn't in pain. I was just concerned, and my midwife was so on top of it to be like, hey, there's a little bit more bleeding here. Can we give you a shot of Pitocin? Yes, absolutely. So all of that went down, and I incurred additional charges for those meds. The next charge, which was even more than the delivery, was room and board. Room and board for me was $13,500. So that included our entire stay. We checked into the hospital around 11 p.m. on Monday night, and we didn't get discharged until Friday afternoon, and that's because Quinn had low birth weight. Even though she was born full term at 38 weeks plus 6 days, she was only 5 pounds 5 ounces, and so because of her low birth weight, they wanted to keep her longer to monitor her weight gain and make sure that she was eating enough so that we could go home. Therefore, I had to stay an extra couple of days, and that room and board cost was insane. So if you are planning a hospital birth, I highly recommend you order as much room service as possible. My hospital was awesome, in which they delivered all meals directly to our room, especially with COVID. They didn't want you bringing in outside food and whatnot. So room and board, order up that room service, take all diapers, wipes, any supplies that you can. That's all yours to keep, and that's part of the room and board fees. So I do have a high deductible health plan through my husband's employer, and that health insurance paid for more than $17,000 of this bill. So I'm left with $2,984 out of pocket. Now, the other bill that's in question for me is I did see a second bill on my hospital's app that had another charge for vaginal delivery. And I'm like, listen, there was only one vaginal delivery happening around here, not two. So what's going on? So I did call the hospital billing department and asked them to take a look at it. And they said it would be 7 to 10 business days before they could get back to me. And I said, great, that's 7 to 10 business days that I'm not going to be paying this bill so that you guys can figure it out. So I did see that on the hospital side. It looked like my health insurance denied one of those bills, so maybe they also saw that it was a duplicate, so I'm just waiting on the hospital to tell me what's going on. If that's the case and somehow the coding is correct and it's just showing up twice for whatever reason, that's an additional $2,297 that gets added to my portion of my hospital stay and the birth, which means that total would now grow to $5,281. But wait, there's more. Of course there's more. For an additional $19.95, I'm going to tell you about the other side of this medical bill, which includes my daughter Quinn's hospital bills. So Quinn was billed $22,611, even more than her mom. So what all is included in this hospital bill? First, it included miscellaneous charges from lab and pharmacy. So she was tested for bilirubins. She also was Coombs positive, so our blood type is different. And because she tested RH positive and I'm RH negative, I had to get a shot, so that was included in my bill, and then she was tested for that. Also, California has a newborn screening in which they do a whole bunch of blood samples. She got pricked in her heel like 1,000 times. It was terrible. She didn't cry, which was amazing, but that was also included in the lab and pharmacy write-up and their medical bills, all miscellaneous charges that I kind of lumped together. Next, we had occupational therapy, which was $2,465. The OT was awesome. She was like a lactation consultant and a little baby guru all in one. She helped us figure out bottle feeding situations. She helped us troubleshoot breastfeeding situations. Because she was so small, she was having latch issues. And again, they were just really concerned about her low birth weight. So the quickest and easiest way to get her weight up was to use donor milk and supplement with a bottle, syringe feeding, spoon feeding, all this stuff. It was crazy, but OT was also part of that situation. Also, lactation consulting was $720, so I had a lactation consultant come visit us every day, and sometimes I think twice a day, where we were practicing breastfeeding, pumping, using the pump. Let me tell you guys, breastfeeding is just like, I could do a whole other video on the challenges that goes with breastfeeding. We are now 8 weeks into this, and I've basically said I'm going to exclusively pump and start supplementing with formula, and then we're going to move 100% into formula. I know everybody has got an opinion about breastfeeding. I really wanted to make it work. It's an emotional journey, that's for sure. But this is where we're at. And I'm on a tangent, but $720 for lactation consulting inside of the hospital. Last but not least, room and board for Quinn was $18,600. So my hospital does baby rooming in together, so she never left me. She never went to a nursery. We never went to a NICU. In fact, my hospital does this tier called the little baby bundle room, where we just got extra attention because she was smaller and because we were having some of those feeding issues. So we had nurses come in every 2 to 3 hours. They say, if you want rest, don't go to a hospital. And I completely agree. Like, we just did not rest for that week at all. But we did get extra special attention because of the challenges that kind of came after birth. And her room and board was like as much as a new car. That's so crazy to me. So my health insurance plan paid $19,566, which means I am responsible for $3,045 for Quinn's medical bills and her portion of our birth story. So altogether, minus that duplicate charge that I'm not quite sure is correct. If I take that out of the equation, then the total to have a baby for me with my high deductible health insurance plan was $6,029. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money that people don't generally have saved. Luckily, I have a health savings account that is going to help me pay for this large medical bill. And a quick tip that I learned is that you can actually negotiate your hospital bill by offering to do a full payment amount at a discounted price if you call ahead and say you have X amount of dollars, and if you can pay it all up front, can they just consider your account paid in full? Now, Allison Baggerly from Inspired Budget actually did a whole write-up and a blog post on this. I will link to that blog post below. And also Marilee with Easy Budget did this with her birth and was able to get like 30% discount by offering 70% payment upfront by calling her hospital billing department. I'm planning on doing the exact same thing, and I'm curious what I should ask for. Should I just say, hey, I can pay 50% right now, 40%, 30%? What do you think? Do you think this is a good idea? I want to give you guys an update on how this whole billing thing works out, because I've not ever negotiated a hospital bill for birth. But I figure you got to ask, right? The worst that they can say is no, and then at least I know that I've tried. So let me know in the comments below, how much of a discount do you think I should ask for? 30%, 40%, or 50%? And of course I'll reword it to say, hey, I can offer you $4,000 today if you consider my account paid in full. I'll reword it using the script that Allison and Marilee used so that I can have the wording just right and that I can get a major discount. Let me know if this was helpful for you, if you are planning your own birth, if pregnancy is in your future. Just trying to give you guys a realistic look at what this could look like for you. Granted, your health insurance may be different from mine, so your costs may be different from mine. If you're here for these types of videos, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and I will catch you in the next one.